for a speech for this committee, so I apologize ahead of time, but it is my great honor to be standing alongside incredible candidates and incredible politicians like Abdul Sayed and Summer Lee on this glorious, beautiful day in Michigan.
That's the only reason why I
On that note, like, I'm good. My work is done.
That's the only reason why I knew some of these locations. That's all I'm saying. It's so funny, like, okay, I'll just say this, okay? The dynamic is so unbearable because, like, not only am I a Tushimer, but, like, obviously the things I advocate for are, you know, values that a lot of Americans believe in, right? But also the president is insane.
Yeah.
Like the things he's saying as the president, and he's acting out.
Full on genocide in a tweet. Like,
yeah.
So here's the thing: the fact that he tweeted that.
Politico tried to get you on that. They were like, "Oh, Hassan said this is Hitlerian," and you're like, he's saying he's gonna do a genocide. Like, what do you want? It's unbelievable.
It's pretty believable. This is his second term.
Well, that's true.
This is believable.
You're right. You're right.
No, I mean, but look, I appreciate tension. I actually do. I am one of the few people, I do appreciate tension. I appreciate dialogue. I think that we should talk about things that make us uncomfortable. I think we should talk about them.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should ambush people about it. I think that we should actually have conversation.
Yeah.
Because there are people who are hurting, absolutely. There are people who are pissed off. They're mad at the system. They feel like nothing's gonna change.
Yeah.
They should be heard also. And that's not actually what's happening here. That's like actually not what's happening with you. That's not what's happening on a lot of our campaigns in this conversation. So, I mean, you have a choice at that moment, right? Like, to do the greatest good that you can do. And right now, you know, I'm here for you, right? I'm here because we want to talk to these young people. I'm here because like there are people who are in your audience, there are people who are in our spheres and our lives, right? They deserve to hear from us. They deserve to hear from people who want to represent them.
And I think that's exactly right. I'm gonna try something else for size to see if it resonates for you guys. The modern day Democratic Party is like the cool kids table. They only invite you there when they're gonna make fun of you. But for the rest of the time, it's only them having a conversation with each other that is increasingly irrelevant to the experience that everybody else has. And I think the challenge that we have is that Democrats wonder, like, well, how is it that we're losing? Why doesn't everybody realize we're the cool kids? And you're like, everybody hates the cool kids. Nobody likes the cool kids.
They're also not very cool, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's the other side of it.
When I think of cool, I'm not, no disrespect, I'm not thinking of Chuck Schumer, you know?
You're not?
I mean, he's not exactly the dynamic person that I think would, you know, do a lot of damage to the Republican movement at the moment. But I'm not alone. But like,
effectively,
see, that's the thing. Look, I'm vulgar, right? I'm a very passionate person. I get very upset. I have to deal with these people, these right-wing psychos, on a daily basis. Of course, like in ways that many people don't have to, because the medium that I'm a part of is incredibly there's so much incredibly interactive. There's so much back and forth conversations taking place, and of course, like,
bro, I gotta be honest with you, I don't know how you do it. Like, I honestly, I don't think I could do that for 8 hours a day. And then I watch you watch the chat. I'm like, how are you reading this?
I'm reading it right now too.
I'm chatty. I can't do that much.
No,
I feel a bit much.
I was like, it just looks like a word stream. But I guess that's why it's called a stream.
Yeah, so people see like those choice moments where like I'm popping off at like someone who's saying some heinous things and they don't get any context behind it at all. And they're like, wow, this person's he's a real asshole, he's real angry. I'm like, you would be angry too if you heard what the other person was saying. You just saw my response to it that's like clipped for 10 seconds. Of course it's gonna look
are you be angry if we keep witnessing us squander opportunity after opportunity to actually get something done?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like, we're in politics. You are politics adjacent.
Yeah.
And people want to see stuff get done, and it's like we tiptoe around all the stuff that's really important, right? We're gonna fight a streamer. We're going to
we're gonna have a 2 week.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do that. We're gonna fight a streamer. We're gonna do all that.
Yeah.
But we're going to ignore, you know, people who actually support a genocide. We're gonna ignore people who don't support Medicare for all. We're gonna push all those people out of the party.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna, like, young people who are like climate justice, right? We're gonna tell them that they don't know enough, right? We're gonna do all that.
Not this election.
So that's what I'm saying.
About 2 elections from now, but not this election.
Yeah, no. But
never this election.
To be fair, like, even when you're talking about like the modern day party and what, you know, what it should be, what it can be, I think that we are really taking liberties by saying that people don't know sometimes what the outcome is going to be of some of these actions. I think it's actually a concerted effort to try to stymie a movement of younger people, of black and brown people, of otherwise marginalized people, working class people, poor people, who actually are desperately trying to discover their politics, exercise, right?
If the whole party gets paid by the corporations who make the problem, and you step up against the corporations who are making the problem, their whole thing is just like, just shut that down, because the money train keeps going.
That's why I have a Abolish Sugar Tax Act. Yeah. To get them out of here.
So
if you need a co-sponsor in the Senate, let me know.
Yeah. We're also at the epicenter of like that Democratic Party's failure in the last election. Like Michigan is supposed to be a blue state, right? And it was very obvious that like a big part of the reason why Michigan was lost was because the Democrats, for some indiscernible reason, I still don't know to this day what they were thinking, decided we're gonna win with our own design, right? Donald Trump is a monster. I made that very clear over and over again. I warned the Democrats that like they weren't taking it seriously. At the DNC directly talked to them, right?
Wait, you mean when Vice President Harris invited you to the DNC to stream from the DNC?
Yes, exactly, when that happened, which is weirdly.
What do you think is the difference? I don't know. I can't
yeah.
you know, what might be the difference now?
But it's again identical. Like in the same problems persist in the way that the Democrats want to like get out of this, where they're obviously throwing these like endless distractions in the conversation in an effort not to talk about the real problem, which is like obviously what Donald Trump is doing in Iran. I think some Democrats do actually secretly, and maybe not so secretly, like what Donald Trump is doing, and they see this as a win-win where they can like tie this around him because it's super unpopular, and hope that like this will be a great benefit for them electorally. And simultaneously, they don't get to like disrupt any of their donors or any of their big lobbyists that want them to stay quiet in this moment.
Let me just stop it right there.
No, that's
it, right?
That's the
It is the disruption part. Disruption is the thing that is the greatest sin in our political system right now, right? The greater sin is not answering the corporate like donor. The greatest sin is not literally like commissioning American bombs. You know, in a global world that we share, right? That is not the greater sin. The greater sin is saying that like I want Medicare for all. It's saying that actually I believe that our politics can be more inclusive. That like. Working
can actually work for people.
Like that, it can actually work for people. That is a greater sin. And I personally think that if the Democratic Party is going to survive this moment, then I think that we are going to have to confront the tension.
Yep.
It is very painful and it's very hard and it's very difficult. I don't deny any of that. But it is actually prolonging the pain for us to continue to tiptoe around each other. You can't tell me that this party is big enough, you know, for people who have, you know, denied so many working class people things. We have people who are anti-union. We have people who do not believe that folks like me, you know, should be able to have, you know, all of the rights, right? That's just real, right? There are people who have not spoken up against so many of the attacks that Donald Trump has had. Like people like that are welcome to the party, bro. Like you're gonna tell me that like progressive people of color are not? I
mean, think about this. Josh Geitheimer is welcome in that party.
Yeah, this morning he was defending, I think, like Trump's actions in Iran.
And we're talking about. This is a funny thing. Everyone's like, oh, why you talk so much about the war? I'm like, why do you think you don't have health care? Why do you think your kid's school looks like shit? Yeah. It's because we waste all our money doing that dumb shit instead of actually investing in you and your kids and your family and your home and your community with your tax dollars.
Yeah.
And now, like, you know, the crazy thing is, it's like, it took gas prices going up $1 for people to be like, man, maybe it's a bad idea. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's been a bad idea. And if you apologize for that kind of politics and you're welcomed into the Democratic Party, which is supposed to be the party of peace, I don't know what to say except for, I'm sorry, your values are not consistent with what you say you're fighting for. And so at some point, the question for us is, yes, I'm gonna call you out on it. And I'm sorry, but like, you can either get right on your values or you're gonna continue to be called out. And what they're trying to do is weaponize folks like you to say that somehow you can't be welcomed into polite conversation unless they do it.
Yeah.
Right, unless they do it. And at some point, we can't sit back and abide near genocidal behavior on the part of the president and pretend like being welcomed into polite company is really like the table stakes.
No, like the president is both uncivil in his language and also in his actions. He's barbaric, right? I'm at least, I'm not very civil as a Twitch streamer, but the things that I'm advocating for, a lot of people are on board with. That's part of the reason why I'm a popular person in this sphere. The only like leftist live broadcaster in a sea of right-wing manosphere content creators. There's a reason for it. Yeah, like I can come across vulgar at moments, but like I would rather maintain the moral majority's perspective while sometimes being vulgar, maybe even communicating in the language that a lot of these people understand, unfortunately, and then to be a civil genocidaire, a civil defender of genocide, a civil defender of the current corrupt system that we have, that would rather take all of our productive output, all of our tax dollars, and spend it on bombing schools overseas rather than building schools in our neighborhoods. And a lot of people, I think, have been so disconnected from foreign policy by design. They think it happens over there, it has to happen. People that pay a little bit more attention are told that we have to do that because our enemies are barbaric, they're monsters, they're violent, and they have to be brought to heel. And
it's like,
that's
if we don't do it, they're gonna do it. And you're like, are they though? Like,
yeah,
are they really? I thought that was the reason that we bombed them back in July.
And that's part.
And you told us that it was all super effective, and the threat has been curtailed. But now we're gonna do it again 6 months from now. We're gonna do it again after that.
Yeah, and now you have more sober analysis coming from the people that were like agitating to go to war with Iran as well, because it's obviously had been a spectacular failure.
When you've lost Bolton, like at some point, you're like, yeah, we just lost everyone.
John Bolton, yeah.
John Bolton.
Michael
Bolton, he lost a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
John Bolton has his own dog in the fight. That's why he's like an MEK guy. There's like two different major lobbies in America for Iran. You got MEK on the one side, which lost all support in Iran after they sided with Iraq in that American proxy war against Iran in the Iran-Iraq war. And then you have the Pahlavists, the monarchists, right? Neither of them have like significant support on the ground. MEK has no support whatsoever. They're just treated as like psychotic terrorists for the most part. John Bolton is upset because he was an MEK lobbyist for years and years, and he knows that there was no shot that was happening. So that's part of the reason why he's been like critical of it. But what I'm talking about is like Citrinowicz, like people who are analysts at like these Atlanticist groups that have openly fomented war against Iran their entire careers, who as analysts are now recognizing it's actually a spectacular failure, so they're like calling for restraint from the outside now that their dreams are being realized. It's very interesting. It's an interesting dynamic to observe. Did you guys see the New York Times report that just came out?
No.
It was the former Axios guy and Haberman, Maggie Haberman. They did this incredible report where they looked through all of the, they basically got in the room. They got quotes from General Kane, Susie Wiles, the Chief of Staff, J.D. Vance, every single person, Marco Rubio, everyone that was like a part of the process of the decision-making process in these like closed-door meetings, they all basically gave quotes to the New York Times. And apparently the only person that offered like light pushback was Dan Kane, which we already knew because he leaked it to the press in the lead up to the war, because he was like, we're gonna run out of munitions.
He's also the only serious person in that whole room.
Yeah. And
who actually has to prosecute the actual war.
Like, I don't agree with his worldview, but these people want to continue American empire. They want to continue the hegemony, and they realize that making decisions like this are going to be successful in that endeavor.
Well, you actually have the technical waging of war in front of you, and you actually have to make the thing add up. You realize that actually the math doesn't math. And that's the hard part, right? Like, the math never maths when it comes to war, but we do it anyway. And then they want to tell us that the math doesn't math when it comes to healthcare.
Well, no, I mean, the math does math for some people in war,
that's
right?
True. Somebody, that's right. Somebody always benefits.
Somebody always benefits.
You're correct. Raytheon's doing great. Northrop Grumman doing great. Exxon doing great. Yeah.
Doing fine.
Yeah. The rest of us who want healthcare and good schools, not doing great.
Yeah, it's not like, it's interesting because like Trump is not even trying to sell it, right? Like,
half the time he's talking about his drapes.
The previous.
Trump doesn't have to sell anything, right?
Yeah.
Trump doesn't have to sell anything, right? There is no scandal. There is no scandal that essentially sticks with this man. There's been one, right? It's Epstein files.
Yeah.
That's it.
And even then.
And even then, like, he's in them.
Exactly.
He's in them, right? He's up in them, and right now, like,
and this is his escape tactic.
The smoke
right
for
here.
him is just like minimum. Smoke for him is minimum. I can't. Like, let me tell you, the one thing that I get since I've been like in politics, the one thing I get is like, Summer, you're not bipartisan enough.
Yes, of course.
And you're not bipartisan,
So
right?
you just have
so
to,
it's
like,
yeah, but it's real, right? It's like it's a real conversation, right? How come you don't talk to Randy Fine more, right? Randy Fine is basically just like, I hate Muslims. He just tweets that, like, I hate Muslims. And it's like, should we be bipartisan? Like, what is the line between bipartisan? And then it's like, but here are people in media that you cannot talk to, but I do expect you to talk to your colleague, your Republican colleagues, who have said that they did not believe in your humanity. They've said they're not trying to work towards any of the goals that you're working toward. I work with anybody. If you believe that we can get Medicare for all,
let's do it.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's also never demanded of Republicans.
That's right.
That's another
Exactly.
thing that I get
It's
so
like we have to
mad
reach
about.
over and talk to them about
Like-
the shit that they want to do, but they don't have to reach over
Yeah.
and talk to us about the stuff that we want to do.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 13 years. I've never seen the Republican Party
Compromise anything?
ever compromise. They never get punished for it either. The base loves when they don't compromise. The base rewards them for obstructing, right? But also on top of that, I've never had like a top speaker for the Republican Party come out and just be like, we want a strong Democratic Party, in the way that like Nancy Pelosi was consistently saying we need a strong Republican Party. Like, that's not why are we always conceding ahead of time? Why are we always conciliatory to these monsters that are ratcheting this country in the clear direction of fascism? Like, we're in it now. We're in the fascist waters.
And that's the thing, is that the ratchet always goes rightward.
Yeah.
And then when you're holding a very clear, very easy to defend line, people are like, that sounds extreme. I'm like, what the hell? Like, how many more people does ICE have to shoot in the face
Yeah.
for us to be able to say, like, we probably should abolish this? When is the line? Tell me when the line is.
Yeah, it's also it's paperwork violations, man. For the longest time, we had the INS. It was separate from Customs and Border Patrol, and you know, they did the agricultural control and things that were like necessary. The FBI was tasked with dealing with like federal crimes in general. Like, we had a working system, and it turned into this like behemoth of a surveillance state after 2003. Like, there are people who are probably voting for the first time in their lives in this election cycle that are, you know, around the same age as ICE, right?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that we act as though this institution
It's
is
like written in the
profoundly
Constitution.
important.
I know.
Yeah, it's a profoundly important institution. Oh, what do you want? Our borders to be porous? It's like, no.
I'm like, also, what the fuck does Minneapolis have to do with the southern border? Like, that
Yeah.
should have been the giveaway right there. It's like,
Yeah.
I was there at the height of it. It was 2 below. That's not the southern border. Like, wrong border. So if this had anything to do with actual immigration, then what the fuck are you doing in Minneapolis?
Yeah. Also, not only that, but like, these people, we've done a great disservice to them. Like, there's tens of millions of people that have been working. There are neighbors. They have family members that are American-born citizens as well, and they're going along with this process where they're purposely kept in limbo, right? That's the reason why ICE is going to these courts.
Did you hear about this most recent case? This
The
gentleman.
guy in the base?
Yes.
Yeah.
He brought his
it's-
wife, and they picked her up
And they
for allegedly
apologized,
trying
right?
to. They had said that she was illegally trying to what was the word that they used? Invade a base or something like that. You're like, she had a deportation order from when she was 22 months, married to a reservist.
Yeah, from like, I think it was like from 2005.
Brought all of her paperwork with her, and you're like, how is this making us any safer?
Yeah. Like, is this productive? What's more productive?
It
Like,
depends on what you.
going.
It depends on what your objective is.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I mean, and that's the other thing, right?
They're telling on
It's-
themselves. That's exactly right.
It's simply to soothe the interests of like some of the most radical elements in American society, and it's just dangling this stuff, the white nativist sentiment, in front of them, so that they forget that like they don't have a house.
That's all
So
well
that
and
they
good,
forget that
but
they
people don't
have
call
health.
that out enough.
Yeah.
No,
People
I mean,
don't call it out enough, right?
Well,
we keep talking
I
about like
do. That's why they yell at me all the
But
time.
that's why we're not. That's
They
why.
do, but you're an individual. Let's be real. Everything that we talked about, right? Every single impediment we have is very real. Republicans don't get the smoke that we do because we don't give it to them.
Yep.
Right? We don't have standards for them. Anytime that there is a barrier that comes up, it's actually just not an excuse for us to give up, right? Republicans have won on narrative and messaging.
Yeah.
And we have to be just as persistent, right?
Because they take no prisoners.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
precisely.
Yeah.
But we have to be just as persistent. I mean, I think the question right now, when we're in the middle of authoritarianism, is: do we want this worse, better than Republicans do? or than MAGA does, or than whoever these fascists are? Do we want to build what comes next just as much as they do? And we prove that, not through our tweets. We don't prove that through our comment sections. We don't prove it. We prove it by actually doing it.
Yeah.
And there are so many different ways that you can do it. And actually, it is a responsibility of all of us. So even as we talk about whatever your lane is, right? We talk about electoralism. Is electoralism a real lane? Right? Is, you know, organizing, right? Should it be organizing? Should it be labor unions? It's
narrative creation.
But it's actually each and every one of those things.
Yes.
Whatever your lane is, you still need to take in the responsibility of actually changing this.
Yep.
No, absolutely.
Yep.
And like now more than ever, right? Whatever the impediment is, we need to be on top of it.
And it's
sometimes
also like,
our impediment to progress actually isn't as sometimes it's incredibly structural.
Yeah.
And sometimes
it's just
it's
a matter
very
of will.
flimsy. Sometimes it's very flimsy.
And it's also like being willing to do multiple things. So like, you know, at the end of the day, people play this game with us all the time, right? I'm sure you've gotten it, Summer, I got it. It's like, well, here's this one thing that Hasan said. Do you now condemn him and everything he stands for? And I'm like, in what fucking world does the world work this way? Like, in what world would you condemn somebody for something that they've said if you're serious about the project of actually persuading somebody? Because the last time I checked, if you actually want to persuade somebody, you would go and have a conversation with people you might disagree with and all of the people they talk to and talk about, all right, here's how I see it, how do you see it? The problem is, though, Democrats have actually given up on the idea of persuading. I think we don't actually believe in what it is that we're about. And too often, folks see this as a team red versus team blue. Team blue's got to win, but part of me is like, what are you winning team blue for?
I also think that we use categories too much. Like Democrats don't believe this, right? Republicans don't believe that. I think that there are tons of Democrats, tons of everyday people, you know, from various. I think that we keep trying to fit people into this, like you're left or you're right or you're middle, right? And people actually don't orient themselves that way. I think that there are people all over this country that care very deeply about a whole bunch of things, and they're genuinely and earnestly trying to figure out, like, how can they move the needle. They actually don't care about a whole bunch of the banter. They don't really care about a lot of this discourse, this conversation. The news cycle is not putting food on their table. What they're trying to figure out is who takes this seriously enough, and then how can they then align with that, right? Yeah. But we have to give them that reason to. I'll tell you one thing. Listen, I'm a black woman in America. People ask me to reject things all the time. They ask me to condemn people who I've never met. They ask me to condemn people who I've never had any connection to. Like, it's a thing. I'm very used to it. I will say that I became a state rep and I ran in 2018, right? That's the first time I ever ran for office. In that time, I've run every 2 years. I have never once done a negative campaign. Unless ever asked about an opponent, I do not like smear my opponents. I don't evoke them. I don't talk about them, because I think that what we need to demonstrate is that politics is a neutral, can be a neutral thing. Right?
It can be about what you're for.
It's not inherently evil. Yeah. And if no one is demonstrating what politics are for, like you miss that. So people want we're in a condemn culture because people are like, they know that negative politics is such a wedge. You know why it's a wedge? I
love that point.
Because it disenfranchises people. Right? Back in the day, they used to be able to just literally write into a law that you cannot vote because you're black. You cannot vote because you're a woman. They can't do that as easily anymore. But what they can do is they can run you out using the tactics that they know work. Negative politics always run people out of elections.
I love that.
Because what they learn is that it doesn't work. As soon as somebody goes negative, you punch back, they punch back, you punch back, and the conversation is no longer what we can accomplish collectively. It's no longer like, what will you do? What are you building? It is now what my opponent isn't, what they won't do. So I don't spend all of my time focusing on the negatives of other people, because other people will bring it up. I try to spend my time on like what we are here to build, which I believe very deeply in.
Politics by inclusion rather than politics by exclusion. I think, you know, at the end of the day, also we take this idea of politics as being a competition between, and the more I've realized is that, like, I'm running statewide in a gigantic state, 10 million people, and I want people to know me warts and all. That's it. Like, my job is to build a relationship with folks where you know what I'm gonna think and what I'm gonna say, because I told you what my beliefs are, and that you can predict based on what my beliefs are what I'm gonna do.
What you gonna do?
Yeah. And like at the end of the day, if that includes solving your problems, making sure you can afford a home, making sure that you're not caught up in gobs and gobs of debt, making sure your kid's school is a dignified place for you to go to, make sure you have healthcare when you need it.
On earth.
Yes. Like, if folks understand like that I am going to show up for those fights every single time, then that's what I got to do. Now, folks choose that that's not what they want. Okay. But
also, it's not just your fight.
That's right. It's all of
inherently, right? We are representatives.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I've not run for an executive position, right? We're representative, which means that like we can tell you what direction we want to go, and we can learn from our people, right? Because representative. We learn from our people what they
That's
want,
right.
what they need.
You're a
I think I
conduit.
have a pretty good grasp
Yeah.
on what people in Western
Well, I think the
Pennsylvania
people of
want
Western
and need.
Pennsylvania have said so.
People in Western Pennsylvania
Yeah.
said so.
The last 8 years, right?
Right. My job is to go there and fight for that.
That's right.
Not
That's
alone. It is not to be alone. It is. I might be alone when I go into the House floor,
Yeah.
but that should be the only place where we're alone.
That's
is
right.
when we go into the House floor. Any other time, we should be with people. People should be with us. Like we don't win by just electing people and then send them away.
This kind of stuff, like even the conversation around Israel has shown once again that, especially now, like people are willing to reward those who demonstrate moral courage at times when others wouldn't, right? I don't even understand how the large majority of the party have not launched an opposition to what Donald Trump is doing both in Iran, but also opposition towards the current relationship that we have with Israel that needs to be re-examined and needs to change, especially because it's a 90-10 issue in the base for the Democrats. And it's like almost an 80-20 issue for independents as well. Even Republicans are actually questioning this unlimited support that we have at a time when Israel has displaced another 1 million people in southern Lebanon.
I mean, they're getting ready to annex southern Lebanon.
Yeah,
that was always the war aim.
And they're also literally saying they're demanding in southern Lebanese villages. The Israeli government has openly said they're going to turn it into Gaza, and they're going to southern villages in Lebanon that have, their Christian villages and the non-Shia villages, and demanding that they reveal if they have Shia Muslims in those villages they're sheltering. This is exactly what happened in the Holocaust when Germany occupied all these other countries. It's unbelievable that we can't call into question the actions of our supposedly foreign ally that we're giving unlimited weapons support to at a time when Americans are suffering here. It's unbelievable.
We're also torching what, $1.5 billion a day?
Yeah.
In a war
As a
that
conservative
nobody
estimate.
wanted except for Benjamin Netanyahu, and he finally found somebody stupid enough to go fight it.
I mean, what can we do with $1.5 billion a day in Michigan?
I mean, here's the crazy thing.
I mean, I'm gonna fight for it to come to Pennsylvania, but
Yeah,
what can we do?
Israel
Just
bombed
like
a
the Midwest.
synagogue.
So-
Israel bombed a synagogue in Tehran yesterday. They bombed a synagogue.
That's
And they came out and they were like, "Oh, sorry, it was collateral damage." Like it's unbearable. The inconsistency.
I mean, there is
the
a long
hypocrisy.
history of Sephardic Jewish folk in Iran. You're talking about long range Jewish
they've been
history
there
being
for
destroyed.
thousands of years.
And that's the other part of this. Like, I just want to just be absolutely clear about. At the end of the day, right? I think all of us have been extremely clear that when it comes to standing with the Jewish people, when it comes to uplifting and empowering Judaism, right? Nobody understands how important that is, right? As somebody who's been discriminated against. All three of us have been
Absolutely.
You're a Muslim man in America.
If anti-Semitism exists, so too does Islamophobia.
Yes, it
so too
always
does
run together.
anti-blackness.
Yes.
They are never far apart.
Yeah.
Which is why to abide one is to welcome the others.
Yes, and that's the thing.
And I will never do it.
The reason that we stand up against genocide is the same reason we stand up to fight anti-Semitism, because you care about people and all of their forms. But this notion somehow that anti-Semitism and the definition of it can be pulled when it comes to defending Israel, but that if somebody critiques Israel, right, that somehow is impossible to do without being anti-Semitic. That to me, we have to address that. When the ADL came after us, I was just like, come on, man, please stop doing this. This is dangerous. It's dangerous.
We don't talk about it, but I mean, this happened with Zoran too. It's just racist. It is so Islamophobic to be like, oh, this guy who has spent his entire I spent my entire professional media career combating anti-Semitism. It's part of the reason why a lot of neo-Nazis on the internet despise me. They've doxed me, they've swatted me, they've come after myself and my family for years, right? And I've never shied away from fighting against anti-Semitism, as I do all forms of bigotry. So it's unbelievably cynical to launder these kinds of smears, specifically because of my avowed anti-Zionist principled stance against genocide, principled stance against fascism, no matter which form it takes. And it is just like with Zoran. He's unbelievably careful, unbelievably conciliatory. He is so empathetic in his language and the way that he communicates on these issues, and they still smear him endlessly, where they're like, oh, he's an anti-Semite. At a certain point, you have to realize, it's a lot of pro-Israel people a lot of people who are pro-Israel are very Islamophobic. The ideology requires you to dehumanize Muslims in general, and this is what it is. So if a Christian nationalist, a white nationalist, comes out and says, "Oh, a black elected is going to take away my way of existence, my way of life," we don't sit around and think about that endlessly. We don't turn around and say, "Oh, well, maybe this person has a valid concern." So it's ridiculous to pin these marginalized communities against one another.
Yes, that's right.
Actually, you know what? You're right.
Too often we do.
I think people forget that all the time.
I'm saying,
every day
in this
I
world,
experience
but I mean,
and it's okay to say that. I think that oftentimes we're trying to compare it as if this was a black person, or if this was a that person, if this was a that person, we would never get away with it. And it's because we live in silos and we don't live other people's experiences.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Actually, what I meant is broadly, I think liberals
and also
in general, broadly liberals in general, kind of understand if there's an avowed, anti-black candidate that's demonstrating anti-blackness in that way. Most people are liberals at least will be wait a minute, why are you saying this, right? Even though, of course, anti-blackness is a fundamental principle of American politics. That's what I was trying to say in a way where a lot of liberals. I saw a post that somebody was just
it's bad. The president has done anti-black things too. It was he tried to get monuments removed in Philadelphia, which is terrible, obviously.
Yeah.
But also, if you took a year's worth of Donald Trump's policy just in this term, and the thing that you can say is the most anti-black thing he did was that, it's because people don't recognize that structural racism is violent too, right? Structural racism might not be, someone with a gun to your head. It might not be, it's not a bomb to your church in Birmingham anymore, although it has been that in times. But it is structural. If black women don't have jobs, that's actually violence, because how do you go to the doctor, right? That's a real thing, right? If black folks and other, I don't even talk about anybody else.
Do you remember when Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon's conversations were unearthed a couple years ago? I think it was in Trump 1, where Ronald Reagan had said some heinous things about African diplomats.
My God.
Yeah, and liberals were oh my God, I can't believe Ronald Reagan is anti-black. And I was what, this is how you realize there's a lot of people are so optics focused.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
And that's why it's
they're
white
focused on the optics.
Burning cross.
They need to hear
it's politics as symbol.
But that's also why people struggle with anti-Muslim hate right now.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't manifest like a white hood, and a burning cross.
Until it does.
Yeah. But anytime you see dehumanization of people, you see a genocide following.
Yeah.
All the time. Which is why, if we've learned anything from history, whether that history be the history of chattel slavery, history of the Holocaust, or the history post 9/11, right? We should recognize that when people are able to en masse just dehumanize people, that I expect that we are about to commit atrocities against them. That's what fascists, that's what evil people do, right? They desensitize people to the humanity of the folks who they want to then conquer, the folks who they want to subjugate. And I just want, in 2026, for us to take a beat and see that for what it is, right? We have watched in Gaza just dehumanization of Palestinian people. I see it often, and I still don't see American politics willing to talk about this way, right? Willing to talk about it that way.
This whole
and their family members,
and they're now doing it in Iran, and we will do it elsewhere. We've already done it in Sudan, right? The reason why people cannot talk about a genocide there, people can't talk about the Congo, because we've already long since dehumanized Afro-descended people, right? We're doing that more, and I do expect the Democratic Party to speak out against that. I do, because because right, black people, we have learned by the sword what it means to live and die for rights, not just for us, but for everybody, right? To know that we cannot go to the Republican Party. There is no house, there is no home for us, right? Yeah. But in this home, I want this home to be structurally sound. I want this home, right, to keep us warm, to do all the things that it needs to do for us. And I have greater expectations of the Democratic Party than I have for the Republican Party that I don't care for, right? I don't need the Republican Party to get their shit together, because I'm not rooting for them,
when
right?
You say your values
I'm not
are about,
rooting for them.
When you say your values are about uplifting and empowering all people, then that means you got to uplift and empower all people.
And come hard. I will force that. And listen, I've been called all type of things. I think everybody in this van, we've all been called very many things, and that's okay. And at the end of the day, though, I will
Absolutely.
still stand up for
Yeah.
marginalized people wherever they exist. I will still stand against all forms of hate, and in doing so, I will not allow some people who are very reasonably scared, afraid, all that, and some people who are weaponized. I will not allow either of them to stop us from being able to build together forward. Right? We're not gonna. Our coalition is not going to exist if we tiptoe around each other in that way.
And
so
the thing
let's talk about it.
that's clear in what you're saying is that's not out of. This is what they always try to weaponize. That if you want the good things for people who don't have them, it's not because out of any hatred for people who do have them. It's out of love for everybody and the folks who don't have them. Right? It's not that hard to build in America where everybody gets healthcare. It's not that hard to build in America where everybody has a good job.
That brings us back to our real opposition, the real ops, guys. The real ops, these corporations.
Yep. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like
super PACs.
if one group's greed is built on the notion that not everybody can have
anything, some people have nothing. Some people have nothing.
And then
the common denominator in Trump's administration, the first one and the second one, is him and the people he likes getting richer and richer and richer, and your gas price is getting higher and higher and higher, and your grocery bill is getting higher and higher and higher.
Your life is getting siphoned,
right?
For his greed.
For his greed. And if I could, don't get me wrong, it is very hard to build with somebody who doesn't see me as a whole human being, and I'm never going to excuse somebody for feeling that way. But also, I do need people to know that Donald Trump, MAGA, all these corporate donors, these people are like, they're playing you.
Yeah, they don't see you. They don't see you as a human being either.
They don't.
And they're using like built-in social conditioning and pre-existing resentment towards marginalized populations, black people, brown people, and they're dangling that as red meat in front of your eyes, so you actually forget that you're being robbed blind. You're being robbed blind every day. Like, there is no reason for the wealthiest nation on earth to not be able to provide health care to every single human being unconditionally. No reason whatsoever. They've sold us a bad bill over and over again.
Well, how's the CEO of the insurance company going to make $18 million?
What?
How's the CEO of the insurance company going to make $18 million?
Exactly.
Honestly,
exactly.
He'll still make some money.
It's always parasitic forces of capital, faceless, lifeless, shareholder value that we care about, that we place in front of the needs of American citizens. That's why I always say, like, when people yell at me, when people come into my chat to yell at me, they're like, oh, you're an Islamic fundamentalist terrorist, whatever, which is really funny because I'm also the most woke, right? I'm always like, look, man, you say all this stuff, but I'm still gonna fight so that you get health care. Right?
Also, I love that when people are like, you're an Islamo-communist. I'm like, listen, man, you, one is either an Islamist or a communist. It can't be both. Like, you gotta pick which one you think he is.
That's like there's also such a European line too. The Islamo-Gauchism is like, that's like a very, we're trying to import European style
we should import European style healthcare. Let's do that one. But yeah, to be very real though, those fissures, like those tensions, the little resentment that you talk about, there is a strain of us, sometimes too often even on the left, that doesn't want to address that either. Right? Yeah. And let me tell you something. If we don't do something about this resentment in this country, it is our country's greatest weakness, right? We have with Donald Trump in office, we have a number of weaknesses, right? But that right there, it is the easiest thing for another country to manipulate us. They can't march, they can't bring troops into the United States. They can't reach us. They can't out-arms race us right now. But what they can do is they can tap into our natural fissures, and that is our race relations, right? Exactly. That is the resentment that we have between poor people and the haves and the have-not. Those resentments really actually are keeping us from building this better world that we really have an obligation to build. And it's important to like not just like brush that aside.
To the question that you asked about healthcare, right? You know the number of times I get people who are like, yeah, but I don't want my dollars going to somebody else's healthcare. You're like, but what if their dollars come to yours? That's a very rugged
individualism.
Yeah. But half of that is about racial resentments about who deserves to get health care.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and it's just like,
why don't we have these social programs that other places have? I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, no, it's been
which is why we need to do something about racism.
It's an incredibly successful way to divide the working class. It worked in the Reconstruction era, and it certainly worked when Reagan and Reaganomics was like running amok in this country. Democrats were so conciliatory towards that as well. What?
It also worked with Roosevelt.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Both of them.
Absolutely. There's always this unnecessary compromise that doesn't need to exist at all. And I think part of that is because people are too afraid. Like our representatives, our electeds are, in certain instances, too afraid to say the truth. This has been one of my main principled forms of communication where I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. People are smarter than we give them credit. If you just are honest with them and you have a moral backbone and you tell them exactly what's what, the best you can hope for is charitability. And I think a lot of people will hear you out if you keep hammering on that message. And
yeah, but we gotta protect people who say the truth, right? Because Cori Bush told the truth.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm gonna hopefully see her on May 1st.
So this is the thing that people don't really appreciate about how the sausage gets made. So, you know, we're gonna raise and spend, what, $13-15 million? And the biggest spender in this race is gonna be AIPAC.
Oh yeah.
And so it's funny because people are like, why are you always talking about AIPAC? I'm like, well, they're the candidate you don't see.
AIPAC is the only money they, other than like Jeff Yass.
Yeah.
AIPAC is the only folk who ever spent against me.
Yeah.
My opponents don't even have their own dollars.
And that's exactly it. So like they come in here, they drive the outcomes of elections by doing these nameless, faceless attack ad campaigns. 3 times now?
This is my third
time. So we have to be serious about the fact that like that's how politics works right now. Because of exactly this, you've got super PACs that can move money.
People do not understand dichotomies. And be clear, I don't only talk about AIPAC, but I do because
I mean,
I do, and it's not only.
You got to talk about AIPAC.
You have to. I have to because that's the race. Because that was the race they came in. Those are races of my comrades that they came into, right? So I will talk about it. And also, people are now replicating what they learned from me. My first race, it was just like, you know, it wasn't Summer doesn't agree with Israel. Right? It wasn't any of that. It was Summer's not a real Democrat.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
It was is Summer
exactly
a Trump supporter.
So AIPAC has made themselves bigger than the Israel issue.
Yeah.
So when I say AIPAC, I'm saying AIPAC and all the things that they color themselves in.
And now CryptoPAC does it, and AIPAC does it, and others will come in and they will do it too, because we see that we can go, especially into like poorer communities, right? Where you like, where would I get $20 million to run from, guys? Hey guys, black women are the most underfunded candidates. Give money to my brother right here too, obviously. But black women are the most underfunded candidates.
Yeah.
And then why does AIPAC target districts like mine? Because they know that my black ass can't go to my own, right, to poor communities. They know that poor candidates, poor community leaders can't go to these marginalized working class communities and raise $25 million to counteract their influence, right? So they do that. So they target those districts. And it fundamentally keeps us from being able to have a representative democracy, because these communities don't get to make their own choices. Don't get me wrong, they do. These communities are not stupid. Voters are not stupid, absolutely. But an ad on the TV 24/7, 75 mailers saying this person is that, being able to define a person. Yeah, man, these people don't get informed consent.
Yeah.
And they deserve that.
No, it's a malign influence on the democratic process unconditionally. And it's not just AIPAC, it's all of these corporate PACs that do everything in their power to never actually tell the truth about why they're dumping boatloads of money into these races.
No mechanisms of accountability.
Illinois races that took place last month, AIPAC dumped like 30 million. Israel was not mentioned once in any of their promotional ads for their candidates.
They have never been mentioned since UDP has existed.
The candidates themselves never mentioned Israel once either. And they did this through subsidiaries like, you know, Elect Women PAC, or like they have all of these. And
now you got folks who run around being like, I don't take AIPAC money. You're like, you're right.
Why not take that money?
Take money from a super PAC that AIPAC funneled money into.
So why we have to be very clear that we want to abolish super PACs, right? Because I personally don't care who super PAC it is. Abolish all super PACs. They're like, what about your friend? No, all super PACs.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But in one race in Illinois, right, we had AIPAC against one candidate, right? It was like AIPAC was for another candidate.
Yeah,
crypto for a different candidate. And these people in this district are just trying to make the best decision for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just like money just flooding in.
Yeah.
And fundamentally what happens, the more money that comes in, the less likely that working class people are going to have representation, because working class people can't go into their phone, call up $1 million a quarter.
Can I do 10,000 points for my candidate?
Yeah. but here's the thing, that's the other side of the story, where like I think part of the reason why they're hitting me super hard as well is because I'm an uncontrollable entity, and it's clear that like you know, I've been duking it out with some of these forces of influence for quite a while, and it's gotten to a point where I think they're a little bit threatened because like there are groups like Track APAC, for example. There's like all these other groups and all these other independent media outlets that are now popping up that do a lot of damage to the tens of millions of dollars that they're dumping into these races. When we go through, you know, independent outlets that conduct investigative reporting like Dropsite, Zateo, many others, and we point out that like what you're seeing on your television is actually an operation to undermine democracy, a way to try to confuse you into making the wrong decision and push for a candidate that doesn't align with your values. And in the past, I think corporate media played ball with a lot of these entities, with a lot of these groups, but independent media doesn't do that. They're trying to create
that's
their
where
own
the ads
version
get
of
bought.
that.
Right? That's where the ads get bought. That's exactly it. Like at the end of the day, that money goes somewhere, and it usually goes into a corporate media pocket because that's where the ads get bought.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's the other side of it that you have to kind of recognize. And our system, unfortunately, right, does not create a situation where you have to say what you're actually for, unless you're a candidate campaigning for yourself. Everyone else gets to hide behind these fake names, right? United Democracy PAC, like what does that mean? UDP, what is it? United Democratic Project, Democracy Project?
Yeah.
That is a PAC, super PAC of choice.
I was one of the first candidates at that PAC existed again.
Really?
At least
And until
DMFI
this
has Israel in it. DMFI,
Yeah, they
Democratic
do.
Majority for Israel. At least it had.
But do they run ads as DMFI?
Yes.
Oh, do they?
They
used to.
did.
They
Well,
did.
you know.
Until this cycle, I think I was the
Yeah.
only candidate to live to tell the tale.
Wow.
Yeah, they.
Bless you.
Thank you. It was tough.
I can imagine. I will tell you though, they're about to make my sorry weak ass beard is gonna look like Hasan's by the end of this campaign cycle.
They're not unbeatable though, right? Because like we said, people do understand what's going on more than ever before. I think like this is why whenever people when I do these like college campus tours and stuff like that, people are always like, how do we deal with the nihilism that we feel? Because I think a lot of people experience tremendous apathy when, and I saw this with my own two eyes in the 2020 cycle as well, you know, you had these mass protests, right? You had Black Lives Matter protests everywhere, and no solution came. We taught an entire generation that if you go out and you exercise your First Amendment, we're gonna stamp it out. And then you're gonna plug your nose and you're gonna vote for an old man that maybe you might not have been your first choice. And you're gonna do that as well. You're gonna exercise your civic duty, right?
Yeah, your civic duty doesn't like just end at the end of the day.
Yeah, but we taught people that basically, if you do everything by the book, no change will still come. And then we did that again with Gaza, right?
Yeah.
Student protests. I went to all these campuses and colleges. They were so good.
In
at
25
messaging
years,
discipline.
the colleges will talk about how great those protests were.
Exactly, just like they did in Colombia with like the anti-apartheid protests and the anti-war,
Absolutely.
anti-Vietnam War.
But that's the
Yeah.
lesson that every generation hates when students exercise their First Amendment right.
Yeah.
But every generation also needs it at the same time.
Yeah.
So we condemned it when it was happening in real time with Gaza, and now we're like, well, we're all the protesters.
Y'all, just let's remember this.
exactly.
Hey, when we're all
the
like
students.
70, let's just never forget we had this conversation. You know what I mean? Because I don't ever want to be one of those jaded folks who's like, this is just how the system works. You know what I mean?
My trajectory,
real.
my trajectory
real.
is I've become more, I've become more left as time has passed. So I don't think I'll be.
Everybody
doing that,
doesn't avoid the
hopefully.
trap. Some people do though.
Yeah.
God help
Because
us.
you do. It's like, actually, when I talk to like young people, the thing that makes you most powerful is that you still have just like an expansive idea of what's possible.
What's possible? Yeah.
Like,
I will say, man, with this generation, like it's gotta be tough. Imagine you're 25 years old. You were born in the year 2000.
I think we're here.
Yeah, we are almost.
Ooh, you guys want to see the line outside? Someone sent me
Oh, yeah?
a photo.
I want to see it.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Yeah, we got super off topic. Like, we're about to go onto this college campus. We're gonna talk to young people.
No,
we're
but
gonna
that's
tell them what
exactly-
they have to
no,
offer
this
to
is what-
democracy.
But that's
what
exactly
democracy have to offer them.
Well, it's actually, to be honest, man, I just like to level with
It's
folks.
super
I'm
cool.
like, listen, man, at the end of the day, I can't promise you we're going to win. But I can promise you that you're going to hand this off to somebody you love, and you're going to tell them what you did to try and protect it.
Yeah.
And that's the best I can offer you.
And the
Someone
fight and the
link me that
revolution
again to
and it
Macy's.
goes on. The fight
Yeah,
goes on.
the fight
man.
goes on.
To
The
Macy's,
fight for
link me that
liberation is
photo
constant.
again.
They deleted it.
No, it's just I lost it because it's always leaving. Oh, Adam Wren posted it. All right, let's see. It's taking a while to load, but yeah, I mean, we probably could have had a bigger we could have done if we did an outdoor.
We could have done bigger.
If we did an outdoor setting, it probably would have been. How big are the rooms?
We would have stressed my security officer.
Oh yeah. How big are the rooms?
He's done a great job.
I think there's 600 plus we got spillover.
Oh yeah.
So we got 1,000 RSVPs per.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And we shut it off. We shut it off like a week ago.
Yeah,
You can't shut them off. You gotta let them keep RSVP.
I've done
They're students.
some pretty.
That's true.
Done some pretty big rooms in other places, and usually it's there's tremendous response from the campus. Okay, it's
They're
not
done with
loading.
spring break, right?
Yeah. They're. I mean, so we end a bit early, so they're about 2 weeks away from finals. Actually, in Michigan.
So you guys like us? So for us, well, you have to be, right? I have a May primary. So Pitt, for instance, is usually out by the time our primary is.
I mean, we're
so when we
August.
talk to So when we talk to like young people, like where you can vote.
We're getting them signed up to volunteer, and then hopefully when they go home into their communities, they become volunteers in
a
their
lot of them
communities.
still from Michigan.
Yeah, especially on these campuses. You at the University of Michigan, you have a bit more out of state, but even then, you're still talking about like 45% in state. At MSU, probably 55%, 60% in state.
And then they'll call their parents and their grandparents.
That part, that generational organizing.
Yes.
I mean, like we actually were about to put together a script called like how to talk to your parents about
How to
Abdul.
talk to your parents about a tool. That's awesome. What's like the first thing on there? What is the first thing that you want the parents to know?
He really does care about my life.
Aww.
He really does,
That's super sweet.
and he
There's
really
a lot
wants you to have
around the
health
building
care.
apparently.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
That's how we do.
Well, those people are going the wrong way.
Hey, the rally's this way. There you go.
Oh,
there we go, right here.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Boom.
Yo, can I make a quick request?
What
is
up?
it? Is it a song?
No. Like when y'all get out the car, just take a video. Like step out, quick pose, and then move on.
I want you to know that everybody just heard you make the plan.
It's alright, this is our video, not them.
Oh my bad. They still heard you though.
It's also, this is behind the scenes stuff. Thank you for that.
I got you.
I appreciate it.
Somebody's supposed to be my co-signer.
No, she quickly forgot who you were.
That's crazy. I'm here for
That was
you.
crazy.
That's wild. I'm literally here for you.
So why are the pups speaking back
He's like, who are you?
No, I was just saying like he's telling the whole. It's like no, I'm just saying like everybody's watching this on stream and they're just like, well, they're about to do this, and I'm gonna know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm the official sign. It's gonna be the clean cut. This is the behind the scenes. 30 talk.
We broke the group.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Did
that happen 12 minutes ago?
No, this
That
is,
just happened?
yeah, this is 17 minutes.
It's like a New York pizza spot.
Watching the stream right now. There he is.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Oh.
They're in the chat. It's still going around. It's going around the building.
It's not a Kofia's, bro.
All right.
Like that.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
When are you gonna let them in? It's a little bit chilly out.
I definitely have to pee.
Look at that.
'Cause I've been slamming this Monster Bev.
Oh, there's a lot of.
Parking spot right here.
Damn, bro, you gotta roll on.
That's a line.
Right?
We don't play in Michigan.
I know that's right.
We don't play. Oh, okay. This is where we're getting out. Okay.
Wait, let him here. Yeah, you can get up.
And I will. Sorry for the flashbang chat.
We didn't even pose. Abdul just immediately, he's the man of action.
So I was like, I gotta go and greet people.
Yeah.
So have you met Katie with my team?
Actually,
I think you did. You guys met before, yep.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hi.
Just so you know, I'm you know what I'm saying?
You're my favorite, my guy. Which direction are we going in?
Touch the fans, bro. Touch the fans.
That's weird.
Come on, bro.
What's up, guys? How long you guys been waiting out here? 2 hours. God damn. Okay. All right. All right.
Thank you for coming to the better campus of the two.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right. They're still over. Okay. All right. I have to pee. That's why I'm running inside.
Oh, you're fine. I don't know where the bathroom is, so that's
It's all good. We'll figure it out.
Us.
We'll figure it out. I have to go inside. Sorry.
Ooh, it's a little chilly.
It is chilly. You got that nice jacket though.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh damn, we got snacks and everything. Hello. All right. Well, you don't have to come with me. I'm going to the restroom.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, you just stay with them.
Okay. I'm pretty sure they're walking this way too. Good to see you. How you doing, man? You good? Good to see you. How are you? Good? How you doing, man? You good? How you doing, man? You good? It's been a minute. For sure. Why do I listen to Hasan?
Yeah. Okay, I think it's right. Hasan's got one.
Alright, it's the Marchie show.
Okay. Those are like 3 except.
Can you take me to the green room or wherever? Oh, okay, great.
Crazy.
No, it's,
Beautiful hallway.
that's fine. It's fine.
Congress here, co-founder of the Sunrise Movement. Roy and Casey and a lot of people right here in this district. Very interesting race. We've got 2 carpetbaggers, frankly, from the establishment. All
right, well, yeah, with you, chat quietly.
Organizer. We're going to split. We're going to talk to the world and elect the president.
Let me open you guys up so I can see what you're saying. And fix the lighting a bit too. It's so bright out there, but very poorly lit in here. As it goes. As is my plight. Hi, chat. Back in the cold weather. Can't lie, I low-key miss Callie a bit. Yes, please open me up, Marchie. Well, that's enough chat for today. Pants are glorious, thank you. They all went to the bathroom. What if Marchie had to go to the bathroom?
Hi, I'm Katie. What's up? Nice to meet you. Katie. Nice to meet you. I'm Casey. Nice to meet you. I'm looking forward to dinner with you guys.
Are they all in the restroom?
I'll bring them all this way.
Are they all in the restroom?
People are already there.
Okay.
Yeah, they all went to the bathroom, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
I'm gonna move you all to that side. You guys will start to take a photo.
We're good. I'm just waiting for Hasan.
I'm Roxy.
Hi, March. Nice to meet you, Roxy.
And then you guys can gather here.
I never know if I should go by March or Mauricio in these settings because it's like March is my internet name. That is what I'm known for. That is like my username, and it's also kind of become my real name. But then it also feels weird to like meet complete total normies who barely even know what Twitch is and be like, I'm March, the gamer tag. But it's like, then if I say Mauricio too much, then it gets confusing. Oh my god, why are we glorping?
Yeah. We'll just have to move all the
Mauricio Miranda. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with March. It's easier.
Chad's done after Chad's turn. Okay.
Then I end up on
So,
like
everyone,
email lists
for
and
photos,
identification things. Oh,
no one's moving that fast. Yeah, there we go.
gonna scoot over here.
All right, first person here. This way, you want to start us off, and then we'll go around. They're going straight. Okay, and then you'll hand me your cell phone if you want a cell phone pic.
Bro's taking his sweet ass time. What's going on in there, you know?
Hey.
we're like, no idea what we're doing.
We were all learning. This is the green room. Welcome to MSU.
Welcome
to. You don't still look a lot different. No, that's a class. So, you can go all the way to that door. And stay in
The green room is just a curtain popped up in a hallway. So trying to make myself small. I have a class going on. I always find it so interesting coming to these college campuses as somebody who is a college dropout. We made it. I ended up going to college eventually, just not the way my parents probably thought I would have.
Yeah, I told him that too. And the right seat, right team.
There's just some free new polls out.
Also, the internet here is not great. I'm trying to read chat, but I can't.
Alright.
Oh, hi.
Race to go win.
All right.
Okay.
Excuse me.
These are some of our VIPs.
Hi.
Hey.
Right.
The other two went to the restaurant. So we'll start photos after that. And go from there.
Oh, we're snapping pics together? Is that what we're going to be doing?
We're going to do a photo line real quick,
Okay.
and then maybe a little fast.
Do you want me to just wait here? Where do you want me to go?
You just wait here.
Okay.
Or you can wait right out there.
Where do you want to be photographed?
I don't care. I have no idea what my hair looks like right now because I've been wearing this hat the entire time, and I feel like it's probably not great. Actually, you know what? It doesn't look too bad, right? Hat hair, but in like... Can you tell? Can you tell his hat hair, chat?
I think you like it.
Hopefully it's fine. I think it's fine. Oh, Jake Paul did blackface. Nice.
Wow.
Classic.
Like today?
Yeah, he did blackface to portray himself as Drewski. Because why not?
Wow. That is not the same thing.
Well, yeah, still is. I think.
No, I'm saying like when Drewski does blackface versus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he's that was his counter.
Let me introduce you. Will Lawrence, running for Congress. This
Great to meet
district.
you.
Son Piker. I feel extraordinarily short in this conversation.
Progressive organizer, co-founder of the Sunrise Movement, running against two carpetbagging war hawks in this race, and pro-Palestine, anti-war, yes to housing, healthcare, no to bonds and billionaires. And you're the man. So thanks for being here. Nice to meet you. I don't know if I can give this to you or your guy here, but I'd love to get on the stream sometime. This just lays out why I think this race is worth fighting, worth winning.
All right, absolutely.
But thanks for standing strong, brother. It's been a hell of a couple weeks.
Too. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. What are we? So do we take photos?
Let me grab some.
Is that?
And this is Isaac and Ben, who are campaign volunteers. They're big fans of
Nice
this.
to meet you. Nice to meet you. That's good. All right.
So, Representative, let me introduce you to Will Lawrence, running for Congress.
I met him already.
I
have a memo.
Back when I let you.
You left me? Yeah, exactly.
I'm so sorry.
That's why when I saw y'all having a conversation, I was like, I already had it.
Good. I've got it.
All right, we're gonna get started with our first photo, and then people can rotate to the sandwich section. Sound good? Luca, you want to grab in, and
Okay.
you
Alright,
so
want
I
to go
think-
together?
Are we doing singles with everyone, or are we all three of us in the photos with everybody?
I think we should do triples.
I think
Yeah,
we should do triples.
Yeah. All right.
I think we got room.
Lupe's my campaign mom. She's like the Mexican mother I've always wanted.
I have one of those.
Get it now. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take several and
Amazing, thank you.
look this way once. And done.
All right, thank you,
Thanks,
thank you.
Lupe. Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, here you go.
It'll be faster.
At appropriate height.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all. That was like, wow, man.
Alrighty.
Big smile.
Man, Summer, you look
Great.
I know. Honestly, I'm used to it.
Amazing, thank you.
I am what I am.
Thank you, brother.
Sorry, we got 6 minutes.
Hi.
Yeah, that's what I say all the time.
Thanks for
You
coming
want me
out.
to hold it?
Here we are.
This is more appropriate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, when I do sound in all my pictures. Everybody talks about it.
I always.
I do too. It's like that's my go-to.
Okay, awesome.
Well, we're back. I get to do it now.
Oh, and we take a couple and
Sure.
amazing. Thank
There's
you.
gonna be a story. How come Abdul was pushing everybody?
By the way, I don't know if I found these like cards.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, Will kind of brought me along to like sort of like try to gas him up to you to try to get us bro.
It worked.
I'll hold those.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you, man. Hey, it's good
I'll hold
to
this.
see you, brother.
Hey, very good to meet you.
HasanAbi has always got this in on deck. What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Hey, appreciate you being here, man. Thank you.
Thank you for coming all the way. Beautiful Michigan State.
Of course.
You know.
Good to see you. How are you?
Okay, awesome. And keep looking here. Amazing.
Lots of
And we're done.
millennial peace signs in the house.
Why are they from millennials?
Because it's
I feel
I know, I
good
saw
to
them.
say it.
Can somebody explain this to me?
Clock it.
Come on, and I want y'all to know that this don't got nothing to use the right thing. Also, this don't have anything to do with Gen Z.
Yeah. Well, most of like the Gen Z stuff is just stolen AAVE, right? I mean,
That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
All right.
You're off to Roxy now.
Did I see you running for chair?
Roximus, where are we now? Roxy,
we have,
director, by the
yes,
way.
hello.
She has the uniform on.
We were almost matching. I'm so okay. Yeah.
what are we doing now?
Sorry, one more. I missed the college session.
Come.
Our host.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Good to see you.
I'm such a
We've met a bunch of times.
Yes.
I'm somewhere very nice to meet you. Please vote for this man. Like, consider it.
I don't know.
How are we doing?
Okay.
Okay, you want to go to the side?
Every other. There
We're doing my height here.
It is perfectly
Yes,
right.
we figured this out.
Okay, perfect. Okay, right. And one more. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
So
Appreciate you.
nice.
Meeting you guys.
Thank you guys.
All right, so
I'm so happy I'm not running Stay Live. My goodness.
I don't know what the schedule is, but like when does the whole thing start?
So we're starting at 4:30. If you guys are down for it, we've got Adam Red from Politico here. We'd love to talk to y'all.
You guys know each other.
And then if you guys are okay with it, we'd love to bring CNN in for a quick interview.
You good? You good?
Yeah.
Are you good to talk to CNN too? Yeah?
Manu Raju.
Awesome.
Oh, Manu's
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it's
Manu's here.
Manu.
He was the guy who was calling you. That was Manu.
All right. Well, Adam's
It was
good to go.
Do you want to do it here or you want to?
Yeah, right here's my
You don't use it right here.
I'm cool with whatever.
Yeah, we go out there and we get mom.
No, you said that they were here.
Quietly stream it. For forgiveness.
Yeah. When I said here, I mean like literally here.
It's art footage too, Chad.
Politico is making you do the vertical video too.
This way?
Adam
You want to
Rand,
move them there? Is that better?
pivoting to video.
He's made his transition.
Yeah.
We're all creators now.
Yeah, whenever I see like Jake Tapper in his car doing like a vertical video format, I'm like, that's
Sign of the times.
yeah.
Hassan, what do you think of Abdul's opponent, Mallory McMorrow, saying that you're like Nick Fuentes?
I think it's a heinous smear. I don't really think McMorrow knows anything about me. Some of the senators, like Elise Slotkin and Cory Booker, have been even more forthcoming about openly not knowing who I am, claiming that they don't know who I am, and admitting that they're just basically delivering talking points that someone else has given them. I don't fault them for it. They're trying to win a race. It is a heinous smear at the end of the day. And it's one that many of these groups actually apply because they can't have a conversation about Israel's influence over American foreign policy on moral terms. So instead of attacking the message, they attack the messenger.
Yeah, what do you think of Elissa Slotkin joining Bill Maher and saying that's okay, not
Yeah, I mean, this double standard is existent in American politics. Islamophobia is oftentimes not considered at all. Bill Maher is not only an Islamophobe, but he's also demonstrated anti-blackness at every turn. But at the end of the day, he is representative of the same forces of politics in this country that are aligned with the establishment goals, and therefore there's never a question about participating on his show. I think the reason why a lot of people are very critical about what I've said and the manufactured outrage is because it's a way to possibly tie up Abdul al-Sayed with radical politics. I don't think any of the politics that we demonstrate are radical at all. I think we're speaking to a lot of people. That's why there's a lot of people out here, a lot of young people, a lot of old people as well, because they're sick and tired of business as usual politics. They want something more. They want more responsive politicians that will say no to endless wars and instead will demand that the wealthiest nation on earth take care of its citizens.
Abdul, are there any views that Hasan holds that you would disavow while you're with him right now?
I'm not here to disavow people's views. I'm here to have a conversation about how to get money out of politics, put money back in pockets, and pass Medicare for all. That's the conversation that folks are here to listen to. This whole gotcha game, platform policing, cancel culture, I thought we were over it. I thought we lived through the whole discourse of should have gone on Rogan. And there's a lot that I would look at what Rogan said that I would disavow. And I'd still go on his show. And so I just think that we need to get over this if we're serious about winning elections. At the end of the day, not everybody reads Politico, as much as I know you wish and I wish that they did. Not everybody watches CNN, not everybody watches MS Now or Fox and Friends, which I did this morning, despite the fact that I disagree with them on, almost everything when it comes to this war and the Trump administration. At the end of the day, though, I'm not policing platforms. I'm going on platforms to have conversations about the kind of politics that we want to build. I think Hasan has built painstakingly a platform for folks who feel like they've been locked out of our politics. It's critical that we share conversations with them. You see the kind of excitement that creates, and that's what we're focused on right now.
But do you concede there's a difference between campaigning with him and going on his Twitch stream?
I think that's a very old-fashioned question, frankly. I think at the end of the day, we streamed on the way here, so I was on the stream. We're going to be streaming the entire conversation, and I think the question of, again, you cannot engage with somebody's platform because you might disagree with some of the things that they said. I think that is exactly, that kind of platform policing is exactly why Democrats too often fail to get our message out to everybody. If we believe in our message, then you've got to be willing to take it everywhere. We talked earlier today, Adam, about the role of persuasion in our politics. I think too often Democrats have forgotten how to persuade. And part of that is because too often we don't think our positions are persuasive enough. I think my positions are plenty persuasive. So I'm going to take them everywhere, and I'm going to go have conversations with folks I agree with, folks I disagree with, folks that we share nothing with. I've done content with food creators and workout creators, but I want to take my message everywhere. And I think Hasan has built an audience around that, and so I'm grateful that he's here with us today to have a conversation to build a room about how we get money out of politics, put money back in pockets, and pass Medicare for all.
Last question, Hasan. What does the 2028 Democrats' pushback against you say about their effort to rebuild a big Democratic tent?
I feel like there are a lot of people that are worried that this primary cycle is going to reshape the future of the Democratic Party with a vision that puts people first as opposed to corporate entities and foreign countries' interests first. And there are some people who I think are worried about what that says about their position. We saw with Zohran Mamdani's victory and the response that some in the establishment of the Democratic Party and the forces that they align with within the Republican Party, how many hurdles they set up in front of him. And I don't think it was because they were worried that Zohran was going to be unsuccessful. I think they were worried that he would become successful, and we've seen that already. His popularity has grown throughout time because he's demonstrating competent governance and showing the entire country as a national figure that you can really dial in and work for your constituents, the people that elected you, without compromising on your values. And that causes a little bit of tension with politicians that unfortunately don't want to do that. They want to sit around, collect paychecks, get unlimited corporate lobbying money. They want lobbyists to write their legislation for them, and they're calcified in their ways, and they're worried that this would actually cause them to maybe do their job for once. But that's precisely the enmity and anger and resentment that I've seen when I go out to places like Minneapolis, when I go out to No Kings protests. Not only are my fans there, not only are people in my demographic are there, people under the age of 35 that say we want more from the Democrats, we want them to actively fight back against the Trump administration, We want to re-examine our relationship with Israel. There are a lot of older people there as well, wealthy, educated, white women that are over the age of 65 that share that exact same resentment. And these people are not there because they've watched my content. They didn't arrive at these conclusions because they're watching me on Twitch for 8 hours a day. They arrived at those conclusions because the contradictions are worsening, and it's becoming undeniable that a change, a real significant seismic change, is a necessity, so that we can combat the forces of fascism in this country and move America in a positive trajectory for once, because our downfall is imminent, really. I think a lot of people are worried. They want to continue doing business as usual politics, and that's the reason why they're reacting the way that they are.
And I just want to say, I'm going to be the oldest person who is on stage today at 41 years old, right? You've got a politician in Representative Lee who has been leading on these values for 8 years since she's been in public service. And I want to give you a chance to talk a little bit about what it means for us to build a vanguard of a politics that doesn't back down, that fights on its values, that takes on corporate power, that takes on AIPAC, that is willing to speak about the beautiful future we actually really want to build. Because when I think about the kind of senator that I'd like to be, I think about people like you. So I'm grateful that you're here.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. No, I think that right now we're in an incredibly difficult moment. And I think about my life as a representative. I represent 755,000 diverse, different human beings who have a span of values and ideologies, and some of the conversations are tougher than others, and some of the ones we have are right in our alley and right in our comfort zone. Right now, we are in the midst of fascism. We are in it. And I think that for Americans in America, sometimes it's hard to admit that. But the work that we're actually going to have to do to get us out of this moment, to build what comes next, is going to take us having difficult conversations, going to have us going through tension, demonstrating what courage looks like, demonstrating what it means to be an elected official or a candidate who stands for something, who fights for something, who brings in new people. So I'm proud to stand with Abdul today. I'm proud to be here in a swing state, not too dissimilar from my own, to say that we are creating a party in a country that we can be proud of, that we are willing to fight for. And I think that that's worth doing, right? And I think that right now when we have a president who is live tweeting, the most maniacal things, that the attention of the media, that the attention of my own colleagues right now, who, mind you, have not called us back into session, right? I think we need to start talking about that. I think that we need to get very serious about our priorities right now. We have a little bit of time right now. Every single student we talk to may be the difference between whether or not this swing state has a Democrat in the Senate or another rubber stamp for Donald Trump's wars, for his stated genocides, for his unconstitutional power grabs, right? All of those things. It's important that we keep the main thing the main thing. And I want to have an Abdul in office right now who will fight against that, and not another Republican who will continue to allow this, who will continue to turn around, who will act like we don't need to be in session of invoking the 25th Amendment, impeaching him. Right now, let's talk about that.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
No problem.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Adam.
Can you just do one quick question on audio, just unrelated? It's just about Schumer.
The never-ending
Let's do it quickly. And then, are you guys, you're open to CNN?
How often?
Sure, yeah. I'm open to everybody. I don't care. I'll talk to anybody.
Honestly, it doesn't come up that often. More often people are focused on the structure of our politics that brings corporate money and special interest.
Was it?
Well, it exists unedited on the internet.
Yeah. Now we all know the sinister ways in which they edit. No, I'm just kidding. No. I'm more worried about my hair and the way it looks. I'm also worried about I didn't prepare a speech. And it's March's fault, Chad. It's March's fault because he was like, you're so much better when you're on it, when you're doing off the top dome. So I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to spit. I'm going to spit. I'm going to talk about unity. I'm going to talk about courage, boldness. I'm going to talk about maintaining revolutionary optimism at a time when there's so much instability and so much pain.
Chat is thanking me right now, I'm sure.
Have you ever prepared a speech? I did. I prepared one at Stanford. And then Mark said it wasn't good.
Snooze fest. No, I'm just
Mark said it was ass. That's what happened.
I'm sorry.
Do I want to, like, take it off?
Okay,
Put it
great. So
somewhere?
she's bringing it back? I can
keep it on.
Wait, why?
That's cool.
I'll keep it on for now.
Do you want us to put it in the van while you guys are out there?
Are you wearing Carhartt? Because you can inspire by myself.
I'm sorry.
He's in the Midwest. I mean, he's
That's
like
crazy. No, I
know
love
Carhartt's in Dearborn.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
I
the fact
love Carhartt. It's the most like reliable gear that you can wear. I've been wearing Carhartt. Also, otherwise they're like socialist but wealthy. No, I'm kidding.
so hot. Well, just so you guys know.
Yeah,
it's
wealthy
like so
socialist.
hot.
Even when we went to Cuba, that's what they were saying. They're like, look at all of his clothes. Like,
That's all I caught that one.
that's so crazy. It's like
Socialism means naked.
Yeah. You know what's really funny? No, you know what I love? You know what I loved about that?
Where are your rags?
Washington Post opinion made a video about that, and I was like, "You're owned by Jeff Bezos. What are you talking about? Like, you're about to be fired by Jeff Bezos, one of the wealthiest people on the planet."
The car warm?
All right, who do I give this to now?
I'll take it to the van.
Okay. Thank you so much. I had to button it up a little bit, both with my speech and also with the optics.
What time are you speaking?
We're going to do CBS
30
instead.
minutes.
Yeah.
CBS, okay?
I don't care. I told you I'll do it.
My favorite was he was like,
We have him.
I immediately was just like, oh my god. I'm gonna I just like that's one like such an old question.
Yeah. It's just like, it's also, I mean, you brought this up in your video too, where it's like, you talk 10 hours a day, in 10-second increments, you're gonna find
yes.
You're gonna find something that, is questionable.
You know, I've known ever since I ran for office, everything I use can be clipped against me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, it's a hard way to live your life that way. You know what I mean? And
That's
like,
why he's not a politician.
yeah, it's just
I'm
like,
not.
honestly.
But also, like, the time is very different now for a new kind of politician anyway. We are unironically imposing this like restriction on ourselves, because that is how normal people speak.
Also,
like, I know we have to be buttoned up, but
like,
Donald Trump's president.
Bro, like, I mean, like, the end of perfectly inoffensive politics should have been the first time Donald Trump got elected president. You're like, all right, so.
And for the record, what matters most, I think, is your principles, your values.
Yes, what do you actually about?
I'm very offended by the things we're doing.
Yeah.
I get really.
I'm offended by it. Like, I'm offended by the policy that comes out of Washington.
And it's all like this stupid messaging stuff.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm offended by the right.
Yeah.
I'm harmed by the policy.
Yeah. No, it's a twofer for Trump. It's both bad policy and then also horrible rhetoric
Oh, that
as
little
well.
one you have is not?
This one is the one that you always give me. I don't know if this is fun.
I don't know what that one's for. CNN.
This is CNN.
Yeah. Is that good there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
The truck.
I actually just said that. I love the name.
Where's your
I'm
name?
into it. She never got me a name.
Pick it up.
You never got him.
It's crazy. You know, staff. I get it.
It's messed up.
Crazy.
I got you.
I got you. Do your job. Yeah, I'm my bad, man. I'm sorry.
It's like the people who ask you how come your clothes were too nice today in Cuba.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys. He was one of the guys asking.
It was me?
Yeah, he was tweeting from a sock account like, "Yo, this motherfucker has a nice ass.
Can we do one more
some
picture?
nice ass glasses."
So we have our
my bad.
College Chums advisor here. So we're gonna grab a quick photo.
Please. Stop it. Stop. Are you triggering me?
Sorry.
I'm Summer. It's very nice to meet you. Squeeze in so that we're in the thing.
The red was the center.
Oh, here, we can come more.
Very center. Okay.
We wanted to have them both and say if we just
Are you taking the pictures?
I've been looking at all of them.
There
Yeah.
you go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. What's up?
I just want her to have to.
You got options.
I was like, is that her real phone? I was like, let's move to her
We
phone
get
over.
options. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Did you hear where dinner is?
I didn't read it.
Yeah,
I thought you would enjoy that. Of course. I haven't hyped it up.
There's a lot of green artifacting apparently taking place.
Because the reception in here is dog water.
Oh, okay. It's on schedule for 4:50. He speaks right after the student speaker. Summer Lee will speak after him. Okay.
Do we have some new folks coming? The Zimmerman's team. I love them.
Yeah, there's like no reception. We're like in a bunker.
Okay. I mean, there's a little bit of green artifacting, but it's like overall fine, right?
I can't tell. My phone doesn't work.
Chad, is it really bad?
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Chad, is it really bad?
So we have CBS. It's gonna do.
I'm trying to. There's very little internet in here. We could use the college internet.
There's any Wi-Fi.
Yeah, from Pittsburgh.
There's no Wi-Fi
I don't see a
available?
single network.
College campus. No, there is. It's MSU net. Guess.
We're pushing start time back a little bit, and there's 2 Michigan reporters. I'd love for y'all to stay on seriously.
We know we're gonna have
We're the student reporters.
What the heliante?
Okay, I feel like
Yeah, we're gonna try to get one.
like she's a doppelganger of Aaliyah.
I see it. I see
Definitely.
it. Yeah, I see it.
Oh well, it'll be difficult though with the capture.
Yes.
I'm sorry I haven't got back. Entry point, like you have to agree. That's hard on TV, right?
Yeah.
No, we gotta.
This is actually an audition.
I know.
Anyway, anything new happening, Chad, that I need to know of? Keep me updated on the situation monitoring as we're here getting ready for speeches. You have hat hair in the back?
Say it to his face.
Actually, fine if you started your speech.
We're gonna bring Andy back. We could have you guys back.
Hi, how are you?
After you guys, I think you're not off the hook yet, man.
Thank you for
Are you having a good time?
Is it just us, or is it just Abdul?
All works. You're like the whole team.
It's 2 mics, but 2 mics.
I'm gonna wait and see. It looks like I asked
I
them to
have
do it
this
too.
one, so I. Okay, yeah.
Or do you just want Abdul, or you?
Do you want everybody, or do you want just Abdul?
If you all would love to participate, we'll take whoever.
If they would love
She
to
said we'll take
participate.
whoever. Once you're in.
Coach, you got this one.
Ready to go.
Like if it's any lower than would love, then just
Yeah. If you really like it, get out of here.
You're like, I'm okay with him. Okay, great. That would be great.
All right, you guys want to?
I'm in my favorite
I
position,
saw her.
recording cast.
I saw her reposition the camera when she said I'll be down to do it.
If I still have
Yeah, that camera's
charging.
too. I'm way too short for that camera.
92.
Definitely not for me, man.
Is it connected?
I'm a tall 5'8".
Is it connected though?
Do you know how many people come up to me and be like, you know?
I thought she'd be taller.
Exactly. Like, you're allowed. I don't know how to say this.
91% is no longer charging.
Like, yeah, thanks.
Swap it? Oh
Stand right
shit.
there.
I'll swap it. You can go.
It's like the fans are giant.
I'll swap it.
I'm 6'6".
Oh, okay.
Personally.
That's what we tell people.
My personality is 6'5".
Oh my gosh, she says the same thing.
I'm gonna ask someone to do
USB-C charger.
She has a 6'5" energy. That's her. That's her phrase.
Yeah, just throw it on there.
That's not what you say. It's not.
Does anyone in any of the teams have a USB-C charger that we can put to a wall mount somewhere?
Certainly.
It's an iPhone charger.
I know. Yeah, I actually do in the car. Like
Would thank you forever.
It has to be connected to a
Oh,
wall
Brian.
mount.
Brian's got you. Brian, you got it.
okay,
I
cool.
like the black on black, man. Thank you. You stole my like fundraising look. I like it. I like you do it a lot better than me. You're like very Gen Z about it. Very like millennial part.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
That goes to Brian on my team here.
Perfect. And apparently our bit rate keeps dropping. We need to, I'm gonna try moving it outside.
Alright, yeah.
Anyone
Sorry,
else wanna join?
I got it passed
Okay,
through.
yeah, no, you're good.
Excuse me, sorry.
You guys get to see how the sausage is made.
All right,
Like
we got
this?
both of us.
Oh.
This guy's taking notes. He's about to bust. He's gonna do all of it.
Let me just adjust real quick.
Not getting it?
Okay, there we go. You have you both in frame.
You're like a one-woman show. I'm just very impressive.
Thank you.
Like I was just like really like balancing the thing. You got the mic. Really just
All
inspiring.
right. Thank you very much. Well, thank you both very much for being here and for having me. I would love to know,
I'm from DC, have been monitoring Twitter for the majority of the week. There's been a lot of controversy about this event, and I'm just curious, from you two, what is your reaction to that controversy? Do you think it's overblown coming from Washington, or what have you been hearing from the people that you're speaking to
The
here?
President of the United States just tweeted about wanting to do a genocide in Iran. And the fact that this is the controversy to me says everything we need to know about what DC focuses on. I don't pay much attention to DC, I pay attention to Michigan, because I'm running for Senate in Michigan. And here in Michigan, people can't afford their health care. Here in Michigan, people can't afford to fill up a tank because of the war that's being fought out of DC. And meanwhile, half the stuff the president is tweeting about, when he's not tweeting about his genocidal fantasies in Iran, he's tweeting about the drapes in a building. And so at the end of the day, I just don't take my cues from there. We're focused on reaching out to people who feel locked out of our politics because they cannot afford the basic means of a dignified life. And that's what we're focused on here. That's what these events are about. And we're excited to be able to take that message out to folks across our state. So.
I think that people should probably keep their eyes on the ball and focus on things that are world-changing events that are imminent right now. We already have a global energy crisis. There's very little attention on that, and it's born out of the appetite that this administration has to do unlimited death and destruction campaigns overseas that are costly for the voters, that are deadly for the people that happen to be under those bombs. That's what people should be focusing on, and they should be creating a robust line of defense, because that's what the situation requires right now. These are endless distractions, and the reality of the matter is most people that I encounter out in the real world don't care about this stuff at all. They never come up and say, hey, I can't believe you said this controversial thing that I saw that's 10 seconds long. They are at most supportive, if they even bring it up at all.
And you went there before I could. The president put out a Truth Social this morning that I think some found alarming about, an end of a civilization. What was your gut reaction to seeing that post this morning?
I'll be honest with you, I have kids. I thought about my kids. Can you imagine talking with that kind of language about people's kids? I mean, that's where I went. So 93 million people, talking about maybe 30% of them under 18. I'm talking about 30 million people that he is perfectly okay talking about wiping off the face of the earth in my name, in your name, in all of our name. That's where my mind went. And I think we have a responsibility to stand up against that and condemn that in all possible terms, and to make sure that our government doesn't get weaponized to take us into a war we can't extract ourselves from, that is burning and torching our tax dollars to raise our gas prices to destroy other people. That is not what my vision for a beautiful America is. My vision for a beautiful America is one where people get health care, where you don't have to worry about the quality of schools you send your kids to, where you can work the same job tomorrow you worked yesterday. That's what he said he was going to do. And he's just gotten us into, 3 wars since the year started alone, talking about blowing up people's children. It's disgusting.
It's fascist. It's exterminationist. It's unfortunately where we're at in American politics right now. And unfortunately, it's unrestrained. We need to use every single pressure valve that we can, every single hurdle that we can throw in the direction of this administration. Otherwise, we will be remembered in the dustbin of history in the way that Adolf Hitler was, in the way that other tyrants, brutal tyrants, were.
What do you mean by that? What is the response that you think Democrats or the progressives need to have in this moment?
It's like everybody. I mean, my guy's tweeting about genocide.
Yeah.
There's it is not I think we sometimes think about our politics through the lens of what is the politically right thing to do. As a human, you should have a particular gut reaction to somebody talking about killing 93 million people. And I think in politics, people want to know that their representatives care on a human level. So I think everybody, and to me, if this is not a crucible for Republicans, you're going to go along with this too? He's talking about, 93 million people? People were more offended that he dropped an F-bomb on Easter than they are about the fact that he talked about genocide of 93 million people, right? I don't care what you think about Iran. I don't care what you think about Iranians. They're human beings. So you're talking about wiping a whole civilization away. Why? Because you got into a war you never should have got us into, and now you're stuck in a quagmire, and the best thing you can do is rattle your saber? It's bullshit. I mean, it is we just need to get past this question of like, what is the right political thing to say, and get to a question of like, what is the right human thing to feel? What do we want as a society to be like? And I don't want to live in a society where people are telling us that somehow this is just a political football. I want to live in a society where we embrace one another's humanity and the humanity of other people, and that guides our engagement with politics. So meanwhile, people in our own country, there are people who are going to die today because they didn't get the healthcare they needed. There are kids who are going to go to school in a school where they're going to freeze because the heater doesn't work. There are people who are going to get fired today from jobs that should have existed. Like, that's our country. And my guy wants to talk about wiping 93 million people off the face of the map.
And, you know, my last question is, you're here doing these events on college campuses. What are you hearing from young people that is not registering with Democratic Party leadership? Or what are you just hearing in general from them that you are relating to and getting on their level here?
So I'll let Hasan speak to this, because he spends 8 hours a day, famously, Twitch streaming to them. I will tell you this, though. You know, there's a weird thing about getting old. I'm not young anymore, but I'm also not old. And I'm in this position now to have reflected on what it was like to be in my 20s. And I remember being in my 20s and being so excited about the election of Barack Obama and the future that we could live in. If you're in your 20s today, all you've known is a world in which big banks got away with a financial crisis that they created that probably cost you or a neighbor your home. You know a world where big tech has, you know, used their machines to siphon off your eyeballs and eardrums. You know a world where Donald Trump has been a fixture of our politics. You know a world in which all we've done is fight wars that we didn't need to fight. Like, that's what it feels like to be young. And honestly, what I'm hearing from folks is that nihilism that is well born out of public policy that we've created in this country. And what I'm trying to do is have a conversation about what does it look like to actually show up for each other in a time where everyone tells you that it's futile. That daring, that willingness to do the thing that everybody tells you is futile, that your politics have told you is futile, that's the kind of righteous action that we need right now. That's what this campaign is built of. So I can't promise anybody any victory. What I can promise you is failure if we don't try. And so our job is to put ourselves into a future that we want to build, put everything of ourselves there. And sometimes you play righteous defense, but sometimes you can actually win. And you know, that's why I want to have these conversations. I go everywhere, talk to everybody. I started my day talking to Fox and Friends, right? Which is not known for having a young audience. But there are a lot of people on that set of channels that feel left out because MAGA tricked them into yet another forever war. And I'm really excited to be able to have this conversation here, because I know young people deserve a lot better than the politics they've been getting. You know, Hasan, I know you talk to young folks all day, every day. So what are you hearing?
I mean, it's exactly what you just pointed out. People want more responsive politics. They want to end to the forever wars. As a matter of fact, I think Donald Trump was able to dupe a lot of young people, specifically young men, with his message, with his lies, really. And a lot of people are feeling frustrated. There's definitely a lot of young men who feel like they were duped, taken advantage of. And I hope that the Democrats can be a little bit more responsive and a little bit more responsible to their needs. They have a massive affordability crisis. There's a lack of hope for a better future right now. And it's a cancerous attitude that we unfortunately have. And one of the two parties has to address it. I hope the Democrats can learn from candidates like Abdul and the message that they're presenting and be bold and not shy away because they're worried about corporate donations, or they're worried about what lobbyists might think. They're worried about the pressure campaign that they might face, and instead be more responsive to the needs of their base and actually represent their interests rather than the interests of corporations and the super wealthy. That is the overwhelming message. It's one that Bernie Sanders very clearly was able to tap into. It's this anxiety that the youth felt, and they were totally right on it. And I think I just want our representatives to represent us and represent the youth. They are poorer on average. They feel the economic forces a lot more than well-to-do voters do, and unfortunately, they get sidecast in this conversation quite a bit.
Yeah, we gotta stop pretending jadedness is seriousness. You know, and I think young people deserve a lot better than that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both so much. Pleasure to see you again. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
In about 10 minutes, we're going to knock out a few more interviews if that's okay. That way we can keep this film shorter.
Ooh, okay. We'll take a drink.
Okay.
That was good.
That's great. Yeah, appreciate it.
I have not been able to check Twitch once, so I have no idea.
No, it's working. They're watching.
Can you make sure? Can you make sure the HDMI is secured
I
here?
literally be on something one time.
I lose track of lines.
No worries.
It's so
I don't forget faces. So I mentioned before,
Maybe
but
it's not. It's not
You don't have to
charged.
embarrass me.
It's still not charging for some reason.
No, I had coffee.
Faces and names.
That one wasn't charged fully either. Oh,
It's over. That's
Just
Joe.
as recently.
I got you.
Yeah, hopefully.
You think that's gonna help?
Sorry.
We have a.
Yeah, that one's working on that one.
Do we have another USB-C charger?
Hi guys, how are you?
She's ready. We can actually.
Wow, legend.
Thank you so much.
And in the meantime, I'll swap to the other one.
God damn it! This is why I said we need the.
The wall charger, yeah. It's okay, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work.
The other one we can potentially hurry up and when we head back. All we need to do is like make it through this.
We will, we will.
Sorry, our stick might kind of fit the dust.
We're gonna do about 4 minutes if possible.
Okay. Here you go, plug that in.
Oh, this is not a USB-C charger.
Yeah, it does.
It's not a USB-C charger. It's a USB charger. Do we have a USB-C one? It's lightning.
I got one of
Here, we'll go get it from the car. Where's
Yeah,
the
definitely need it. Yeah. We need this.
You got one? Of course.
USB
Is that the universal charger?
Yeah, but it's fine.
You know what? It's in my jacket. In the car.
No, we need it. We need to plug it to a wall.
Portable would work though.
Grab mine to start your thing. I have like a laptop.
Do you just have block?
No, we need a charger. The USB-C port.
Oh, that's it.
Wait. Let's see if the other end is.
See what the other end is? The old one?
No, it's the old one.
Damn. Okay. All right, I'll go get it.
Thank you.
Okay, it's charging now. And the camera battery is fine for now. So
What?
it's charging right now.
You have extra spare batteries, right?
I do not.
You don't have a camera spare battery?
No, but it'll last a while. We'll make it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have them in my backpack, but I didn't think we'd need it. We will make it. You're not. I don't know. Best word of the stand for the or for the signal.
What?
I don't know where to stand best for the signals. I can't check my phone.
Okay. Yeah. Did you log into the regular internet? Because if you log into the regular internet, it'll help you.
It didn't show up really fast.
Bit rate a bit low. It's gonna be low, chatters.
They thought they were getting somebody who was going to stand up to the system. Turns out
No,
he was the worst manifestation of the worst.
Yeah, it's true. You don't.
What is your reaction to what President Trump said earlier today? Some very aggressive statements toward Iran and some pretty big threats.
It was not just aggressive statements, it was genocidal. Talking about wiping out 93 million people. I'm a father of 2
Ooh,
daughters.
it's green.
I got one.
Galorping.
There are 30 million that didn't hear him. He's talking about killing all of them. That is unacceptable. It's wrong. It's disgusting. And the idea that we talk about this politically and don't talk about it in human terms is part of the problem. We got to talk about the humanity of this. That should never be such a
I think that might
You had a USB regular lightning cable. I'm gonna give it back
I
to
want
you.
people to understand that there's a
Oh, you're
different
good.
way, right? I know that most folks who watch Fox probably don't support me, but I also know that some of them might. And my job is to go everywhere and talk to everybody about an alternative to Trump and Trumpism, an alternative to this kind of genocidal ideology that gets us into wars without thinking about what happens next. That is spiking our gas prices, that is cratering our ability to afford our lives, that is taking us further away from being able to afford a dignified life. So I'm focused on making sure we take our message everywhere, talk to everyone. That's part of what we're trying to do here.
Right. Last question then. What message do you hope you can send tonight?
We can build a beautiful future if we do it.
And then once we're in the car, just plug it in.
I appreciate it. As always, thanks for the time. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. You have our contact information.
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
You got it?
We're going to do one more stab down your
Thank
And
you.
Craig.
Talking about Craig
Moggs? Sorry.
We got Ben and Craig.
Ben and Craig. Ben! Yo! Roth Reporter, how are you, man? Wait, Ben, Craig, Ben Solis. All my favorites are here. Ben, Craig, Roth the Reporter. Yo, look at this. How are you feeling? How you doing, man? I'm good. I'm like, you're
The space is very tight, chat. I only have reception over here for the backpacks. That's why I'm standing over here awkwardly and not following Hasan, who is in the dead zone. He's in the sunken place. Oh, thanks. Your fan gave it to us. March. Pleasure to meet you. Shout out to the fan who gave us the Luigi. Where we got the Luigi? I don't know why I'm asking you. I can't read chat at all.
Do you know how Will, I guess, try and get in touch with something? Because Will's running for Congress here in this district.
If you go on his Twitter, there's a link for his management's email. If you just send it there, they field everything. I'm trying to open your chat. I'm trying.
I'm talking to everybody. I know there are probably not that many people.
We can't move from the spot.
We'll just film from out here. A new Pew poll just came out while we were live. 60% of Americans have a negative opinion of Israel. Just 37% have a favorable view of Israel. 80% of Democrats, 41% of Republicans have a negative view. Among ages 14 to 49, 84% of Democrats. And among ages 14 to 49, 57, majority of Republicans have a negative view of Israel. And there's still this conversation, this back and forth taking place. I think it's disrespectful to people's, it's unbelievable. It's disrespectful to the intelligence. It's insulting to the intelligence of people that this conversation, this like media cycle that's like played itself out in the way that it did. And I think it's outright dangerous. It's outright dangerous that people are still coming after someone like myself who actively tries to combat and push back against anti-Semitism while being an avowed anti-Zionist.
And I'll also tell you this, I started writing on Fox and Friends, right? So I'm not just talking to young people, I've been talking to young people here. But I've been in 90 different cities, 300 public events, I don't know, somebody was celebrating 17 events. I was like 17, I did that in the first 3 months. So, make no mistake, we go here in a big way. We go everywhere in a big way. We get 150 people in Clare, Michigan.
Bro, it's crazy. So many of these like do-nothing influencers on the timeline are like, man, this is all the people's fault. This is the people's fault for Kamala not being responsive to the needs of the population. Making it seem like I said Kamala Harris would be worse than Trump or just like Trump on Israel, yes. But Kamala Harris herself should have never advocated to wage war against Iran, which she did. She never should have came out and said, we want to have the most lethal military. My criticism against Kamala Harris was that she wasn't representing successfully what the party's base demanded. And yet there's still people that are fucking yelling at me. Goddamn influencer. Unbelievably unproductive people. These are the people that see the world falling apart and they think to themselves, how can I make this about a fucking Twitch streamer that I hate? Please, I urge, not you guys in here are obviously aware of the situation, but I urge people, when you see stuff like this, just, tell them, dude, lock the fuck in.
I think they're looking for folks who are serious about what they want to do and not just picking and plotting different positions because they feel like they look nice, but instead have been about it. I've been consistent since when you covered me then. I was saying the same stuff then as I'm saying now. And that consistency matters for something about politics because it's so
like one or two.
And then the other part of it is that I just think that, you know, I've changed. You know, I've grown up, had kids, it's teaching a lot about life. And, I was so focused on wanting people to agree with me about
where were you before this?
that I forgot that we need to talk about it.
Well, you came from LA.
I want you to believe that we can have healthcare. I believe we can have healthcare. The only way we
Do you think it was going to go like this when Abdul invited you out for this event?
So I'm trying to build
No, I didn't think there'd be any like friction at all. I was actually shocked. I also didn't realize that like stumping is different than just like him appearing on my stream or me fundraising for him. I've done that plenty of times.
I don't know, for me, the only
So I didn't realize that there was a big difference for stumping, I guess.
According to someone, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think most people care.
What's the program today? Are you guys doing like a Q&A or just like giving speeches?
No, I think we're just giving speeches.
What happens on election day is a function of that.
You're all sitting around and talking, or like you all go around and just talk?
I don't know. We're about to find
You know,
out.
at the end of the day, the choices that she's made in her campaign, I think
What did you do that PV stream last week?
where she's
They were pushing Discord to the max.
and that's her decision to make.
Yeah, that was interesting. I had no opinions on it whatsoever.
Whatever million, man.
Do you want to, Hassan, down
You
to
guys
the view
have,
if you want?
if you guys have questions.
Yeah, totally. The Republican in this race, Mike Rogers, was doing some media earlier today. He said that the fact that Abdul's doing this event with you is disqualifying. You want to respond to that?
I mean, he's a Republican, so that's automatically disqualifying, especially in a state like Michigan. I mean, if you got a rubber stamp for Donald Trump's agenda, I think the people of Michigan are already very aware that it hasn't been beneficial for them at all. So any vote in that direction is going to be devastating. Any Republican anywhere is going to be devastating. That's my principle. So,
Hasan, you know, a not insignificant portion of the Democratic Party condemned this campaign stop over a period of weeks. And these are the same people who in 2024 said, we need to get out there and we need to start listening to new voices. You're one of those new voices. And, you know, it seems that they're kind of repeating a costly mistake here. Do you agree that by shutting people like you out of the conversation, they are going to shoot themselves in the foot again, much like they did in elections past?
yeah, I mean, it's not even a self-serving conversation for me. I don't necessarily care to stump with candidates at all. I mean, I trust Abdul. I think he's a real fighter. He's what the moment needs, and that's why I said yes to coming on board. I've done many events with him already on my stream, but the reason why I think a lot of Democrats are upset with this is because they've been told to be upset with this. I mean, people like Elise Slotkin and Cory Booker have openly admitted that they don't even know who I am, and yet they have such strong opinions, apparently. They were very forthcoming about that. And I feel like that's exactly what's wrong with politics nowadays, where politicians should not simply be mouthpieces for this eclectic group of corporate donors and corporate interests. They should make up their own minds. They're adults, they're very intelligent people, they should be critical thinkers, and they should recognize that they have to represent the interests of the population and not foreign lobbies or corporate donors. This is a major problem at the heart of the Democratic Party, and I think it's a fatal problem for American democracy. Someone has to fight back against the Republican forces here, and the expectation right now in our current duopoly is that someone is the Democratic Party. And it's unbelievable that they still are trying to lean into harm reduction narratives and business as usual politics at a time when people are very loudly demanding change. Perhaps that's the reason why, even though it's the opposition party, the Democrats are not all that popular as a national party, and that's because we have weak leadership and we haven't mounted a strong enough opposition. It's precisely the reason why I'm happy to campaign alongside Abdul, because he's a real fighter. He's not going to back down. He understands that voters aren't stupid, right? If you're honest with people, if you tell them you represent their values, you represent their interests, you're going to fight for them, they're going to vote for you.
I got another one.
We got to wrap.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
sounds good. No worries. Thanks, Roxy.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Nice to meet you guys.
We're ready to get started in just a second.
Okay.
You need anything? Water?
Nah,
Good?
I'm good.
All right, Trent, what's going on? Nice to meet you. Josh, what's going on? Nice to meet you. What?
What are you gonna say?
No. I'm just gonna get up there and yap, dude. That's what I'm gonna do. I never stop, so it won't be that difficult, I assume.
It's only 10 minutes.
What?
Only 10 minutes.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be 5.
Here with the speakers, if you're down.
They're gonna go through what?
Logistics.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Sweet.
It's like, right? She runs a tight ship. My favorite. Logistics.
We'll have Nate sitting down at the front, right in front of you with the a clock. Josh, you have 5 minutes. Congresswoman, you have 10 minutes. Hassan, you have 10 minutes. I will give you a 1-minute cue when you have 1 minute left from the top. I'll be at the top. Nate will be at the very bottom. When you have 1 minute left, when I give that 1 minute cue, I'm going to come to the door and cue the next person up. And when it's about 30 seconds left, I want you to walk down to the front so our introducer can introduce you all and then walk right up. Does that sound good to everybody? Yeah. Cool. Any questions?
Are they sitting in the front?
Yes. Oh, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Once you speak, if you could sit down at the front, there's a reserved seat up there for you.
Okay, before you speak, you're
hanging out back here.
Back here.
Yeah.
Is there overflow?
Not at this point. Okay. We have about 20 more people in line. I would like to get started in about 2 minutes. I'm gonna go check on the line. I'm gonna go queue the front, and I'll come back here and we'll be good to go. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take the seat.
Okay.
I asked earlier now.
Yeah, you can set up.
Yeah, there's a seat reserved for me. I will say, I was planning on going on stage.
I see that.
Yeah. We can do that.
I can also be down low and then like.
I think down low is fine. We can get up. What's up?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Yes.
Let's do both.
Yeah.
Sorry, she's taking a better one.
I'll get the walkout and then I'll walk down.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then what I was planning on is maybe not even filming, like coming back out here, and then yeah. After I'm done with my speech, we're gonna come out here. We'll be out here. We'll wait it out instead of filming everything. We'll film all the speeches in Michigan.
What do you mean? So
we're gonna, because we're live streaming, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I was thinking we could. I guess there's going to be time between the 2 stops, right? I'm trying to figure out part about what's going on, but I guess we can film everyone's speeches.
I think we should come here and do it.
Yeah.
We're going to go into the green after he's done speaking.
And just be here.
during Abdul's speech.
Yeah. And then film one of the speeches. So we'll film University of Michigan.
Okay. And then after, so.
Or if you want to tell me what time he's speaking.
Any coffee recommendations? Teams up.
I would honestly recommend.
I actually need like ratchet music.
I'm trying to think. Okay.
That's already.
How much time do you want?
What do you mean? Oh, I was just gonna do the speech and then wait it out and do the period of time that we have. I could just be out here.
Yeah, that's
potentially.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Whatever you. That's fine. Oh wait, like, whatever you guys want.
I guess. I mean, I should probably. No, we should probably film it because I need to sit there. It's inappropriate if I walk away while they're speaking.
Then
It's messed up.
question is,
Yes.
where should I be?
There should be a seat for you as well.
Okay. Okay.
Let me double check though before it started. And then after everyone wraps speaking, we're gonna take a bigger group of press for a shorter amount of time. It includes Fox News and the Free Beacon. So if you want to do it, then we'll do it.
Is there a middle walk-in lane?
I'm sorry.
Is there a middle lane to walk in?
So I have barely in that room, but I can check.
Yeah, because I might make that.
Okay, and then do you want? I think Hassan might have had a question about logistics.
No, it's fine. We'll just film everything, and then after Abdul's speech is done, there's other stuff going on, right? Is there like a?
You'll have a car ride back.
Oh, okay. Then
Are we not doing the? We're not doing.
We're gonna do that quick scrum with Fox, and Free Beacon, and those folks. But then you'll have an hour.
Did you separate like the bogeys from everyone else?
I mean, that's kind of shit.
He's holding on to it. Oh my goodness.
Stay there.
We won't tell him.
Let's check on those.
See the juice.
Probably some progress being made.
I don't think so.
We'll make it work.
What's up, man? Sure.
Oh my God.
My brother Marcus, he's your guy.
Nice to meet you.
Salam alaikum.
Salam.
I have your right. I actually.
Becca, I see you over there.
Sorry, chat. I'm just checking this. We'll be fine. We're chill. That's already at 2 out of 4 bars. We're chilling.
Thank you so much.
You alright? You need some food or drink?
Wow.
I'm on the job right now.
Whatever I can do for you.
Appreciate that.
What was your name again?
March.
I illuminate the rooms
Nice
that
to
I'm
meet
in. Look in with crucial then alignment.
I like your pants more.
Thanks. Appreciate that. What's he doing? He's still taking photos over here.
Of our heritage, where are kids from like savage and embarrassed, but they want to go.
Thank you for coming.
Good crowd out there.
People, fans. Okay. Here I'll stand on this side so it's like the light is not blasting in your face. Or blasting in my face.
It's a good call.
Boomies?
Also, I just went to 2 bars. We're chilling.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is working.
Yeah.
Nice.
By
Nice.
the time we're out of here, it'll be up to me.
All right, good. Keg W, don't worry about it, Hassan. Per Barack Ravid, President has been briefed on 2-week extension request from Pakistan and will issue a response soon. See, that's the type of Barack Unit 8200 Ravid reporting I do like. Hopefully that's not a situation where they're, trying to dupe people.
I don't like not being able to reach it. That's so annoying.
That's cool. I can.
God damn it.
Are we feeling chat?
Alright, so I'm gonna walk up with you, get the walk up shot, and then walk down.
Okay. It's a fake out to get the people out of the power plant? I mean, I don't think they care one way or another how many people they kill. Especially considering... Are we on?
Think so? Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Twitch streamer, Twitter commentator, HasanAbi.
standing alongside incredible candidates and incredible politicians like Abdul and Summer Lee on this glorious, beautiful day in Michigan. Seems contrary to what a lot of my naysayers have been focused on for the past 3 weeks of Donald Trump's insane ramblings and bombing campaigns, this event has not been canceled at all. And I want to talk about that a little bit, because this morning, Donald Trump, the fascist tyrant himself, came out and said unbelievably violent things. He talked about genociding an entire population. And he was so callous and so careless with the words that he was using. But even worse, for the past 38 days now, he's also been unbelievably violent. And a lot of prominent Democrats spent the last 2 weeks, instead of developing the appropriate response to Donald Trump's mania, chose to repeat what corporate donors and foreign lobbyists and big donors had told themselves, including, but not limited to, Abdul Sayed's opponents, Mallory McMorrow and Haley Stevens. And that's exactly what's wrong with politics in this day and age, and that's precisely the reason why all of you came in and wanted to hear responsive politics and responsive politicians speak for once. Politicians that put your interests above the interests of corporate donations. Politicians that are bold. Politicians that are fighters, that will represent your interests rather than the interests of faceless, lifeless corporations that pollute our waters, that consistently extract all of the value that you put out. A lot of these college campus stops that I do, people constantly ask me, Hasan, everything is so chaotic right now. How do you pay attention to what's going on? And how do you not feel so nihilistic? Especially because in the current duopoly that we have, one party is obviously representing tyranny. We know that, right? They're the fascist Republican Party. And the other party is supposed to be a counterbalance, a force against the awful politics, the repulsive, morally repugnant politics that Republicans represent. And yet the Democrats are out of touch. So how do you not feel nihilistic? And I tell them, you have to hold on to little positive changes that you make both in your life that will have reverberating outcomes that will lead to a sea change. That positive change could potentially be playing a formative role in electing someone like Zohran Mamdani in New York. Have you guys heard of that guy? The positive change in your life could be convincing one of your parents, one of your boomer parents that might have had a lifetime of propaganda incepted into their consciousness and have a totally ridiculous view about the relationship that we have with the state of Israel. Making that change, as many of you have, going out and protesting and demanding that change take place, has actually led to a sea change in attitude. And that's precisely the reason why, when a lot of people reach out to me over the course of the last 2 weeks and they said, hey man, I'm really sorry that this is happening. I hope, you get through it. I told them, fuck them. For the last 2.5 years, they smeared people like myself and people like yourselves and said that we were radical, said that we were wrong. And yet, we persevered and we understood the violence that was taking place. It was not that big of a sacrifice, especially in comparison to the sacrifice the Palestinian people had. And the smear campaigns that started shortly after October 7 were obviously a lot more consequential, a lot more successful back then. But now, I can easily say fuck them, because I'm no longer alone. Neither are you. That's the positive change that you should hold close to your chest. And that's exactly the attitude. That's exactly the steadfastness that you can bring to every conversation, to every step that we take in the right direction. And sometimes it's going to be electing a fighter that will stand alongside you and represent your interests rather than the interests of corporations. For the longest time, foreign policy has been consistently talked about as though it's something that doesn't have any impact on our lives. The only time we think about foreign policy and the endless wars that we engage in is if we have an immediate relative that comes back broken, in a state of disrepair, and the state actually doesn't even offer them the necessary health care, right? Health care that they promised that they would get. Foreign policy is directly related to domestic policy, because every single dollar that is spent on a bomb that blows up a school overseas is a dollar that is stolen from you. All of our productive output, all of our that is supposed to be spent on your potholes, on your bridges, are spent blowing up bridges overseas. That is a real theft. And we say enough is enough. Now, it is a real honor that I have to present to you the next speaker, Summer Lee, who best represents this fight. She's steadfast in her approach, she's uncompromising, and just like Abdul is withstanding a lot of attacks from AIPAC, she too has been attacked by AIPAC consistently, and yet she's overcome those attacks and has been an incredible representative. Thank you. Give it up for Summer Lee.